Hello, Mary Meet. So today I want to review a book. The book I want to review is The Yoga of Food, Wellness from the Inside Out by Melissa Grabau. I'm probably butchered her name. I usually do. Here is a picture of the lady. Anyway, I have been very interested in all sorts of, let me just adjust the camera, forgive me, all sorts of books that has to do with basically combining food and spirituality because I love food, but also it makes it easier for me to fit healthy food into my the interest I have with hyperfocus with Asperger's. With Asperger's, it's very common to have one interest that is so overpowering that it's difficult to have others. Yeah, always try to find ways to fit things into my interest for the spiritual, supernatural, and those sorts of things. So anyway, without further babbling, I will get to the review of this book. First of all, I really like the cover. It's very, very pretty. Let's have a look at the index. We have Introduction, Yoga as a Guide for Living and Eating Well. Is basically how to incorporate the various ideas from yoga, because yoga is also a philosophy. Granted, the yoga that you'll find in various forms of books and wellness centers and all of that in the West are generally speaking a pretty far cry from the original spiritual practice, but there's still spiritual ideas in it. And it's basically how to incorporate that into eating. And then how I came to write this book. Then you have part 1, your current self-understanding, the foundation for yoga, food, and you. And here we have chapter 1, obstacles to clear seeing, the kalas. Basically, it's pretty self-explanatory. 5 obstacles to clear seeing, unclear seeing, ego, attraction, aversion, and fear. Give me, that's my phone. One moment. Yeah, I'm a Dune fan. Give me. Oh well. That has been dealt with now. Very sorry. Getting back to the review. So yeah, I guess you have to get take what you get. I am, as a left-hand path practitioner, is not a great subscriber to the idea that the reason why everything is bad in the universe is the ego. Basically, that the ego is something that we should get rid of. I believe that the ego is a very important part of who we are and should be cherished along with other parts of our being. But yeah, there are some good advice here. Then you have showing the kalas in action and reflections on the kalas. Basically, it's the self-improvement chapter. Then you have chapter 2, repeated actions. Samkriyas, and I'm probably butchering that too. You are what you repeatedly do, a very good chapter, which is pretty self-explanatory, but it's something that most people don't really consider a lot. Showing the samkriyas in action, exploring your body food samkriyas, and reflections on your samkriyas. Basically, it's about your food habits and how they affect you, and also in general habits, how they affect you. Then you have part 2, a new perspective on your body, introducing the koas. We have chapter 3, your physical body, Anamaya Koasa. Kosas are det. I'm horrible at pronouncing foreign words. We have basically, there's a lot of different things here. I don't think it's probably necessary to list all of them because the book has a very thorough index, but basically it gives you a greater spiritual and physical understanding of your body and ideas what is good for your body. And I mean, there's a lot of common wisdom here, like everything with if you just do it not to excess and um, how to be focused on what you're eating, so that you're not just eating out of habit and all of those things. It's a pretty good chapter. I mean, the ideas aren't new, but it's a pretty good chapter. Chapter 4, the energetic body, which basically tells you how your aura, the energies of your body basically has to do with food, how they can be affected by food, how they can be strengthened by the right food, how faults and such, and that can be a reason for overeating, and so on and so forth. Then we have part 3, the working mind. Let it dig in. Chapter 5, too clever for your own good. Manamoya Kusa, which is basically tells you a lot about things like, for example, the perception of yoga of the mind, what the mind is. According to yoga, it goes into the spiritual parts of it. Then you have chapter 6, getting closer to your wisdom body. Vin Vinyamaya Kosa, and again butchering, which is basically about how to improve your body and your mind and your soul, basically through the actions you do, among other things, eating, which is a pretty good chapter. Then you have recommended resources, glossary, and bibliography. So, is this a good book? Yeah, I would say it's a relatively good book. Is it a diet book in and of itself? No, I will say it's a book for anyone, whether or not you want to lose weight or not. Could you lose weight with some of the advice in this book? Definitely. But the main goal of it is to basically make you more aware of what spiritual effects the food you eat have on you. And as such, it's a very interesting book. I uh, think that it's also a book that can definitely be enjoyed even if you do not have a great prior knowledge of yoga. I mean, it uses a lot of yoga terms and such on, but I mean, I'm not doing yoga a lot. I have a little bit of knowledge of it, and I've had no problem with this book, and it does explain the concept it puts up very well. So I would definitely say this is a good book, even for those that are not typically interested in yoga or are not basically that's not their thing. So yeah, you definitely don't have to be in yoga to be using this, but of course I do think that if you do a lot of yoga, this book can be even more valuable for you. I think it's pretty good. It's well written. It's easy to understand. The concepts are. I mean, there's not a lot of new things in here, but it is an interesting work on how to basically see a spiritual dimension with food and how to basically increase your physical, mental, and spiritual wellness by how you eat. Not just, I mean, it's not just about what you eat, but how you eat, how you take that in. I mean, do you sit down? Do you enjoy every bite you take and let that enjoyment fill you, or do you yum 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 on the road while you run off to your next appointment? It's a lot about that too, because it's not just about what you eat, it's how. And basically, book can definitely be used to making each meal a little ritual in and of itself to strengthen your soul as well as your body. So yeah, I mean, is it a must-have book? No, it's not, but it's pretty decent. So I'll give it a recommendation. I'll give it 7 out of 10. It's pretty good. It's not a very big book. It's dum, dum, dum. Advertisement, more advertisement. 240, I think, pages. Let me see if I can read that. Yeah, 240 pages. So yeah, and it's published by Llewellyn. So I don't know what much more I have to say about this. It's a pretty good book about the spiritual side of food. And that is my review of The Yoga of Food, Wellness from the Inside Out by Melissa Grabau, published by Llewellyn. Give it a 7 out of 10. I hope you have enjoyed this review. Have a great day, and blessed be.